Good morning, student. Today I am going to teach 9th standard, the chapter number 2, salient feature of the Constitution 1, and the salient feature 3rd chapter, salient features of Constitution 2. So both chapters we have merged in one chapter. So in the previous chapter already we have discussed our constitution, the previous chapter our constitution, in which in this chapter we have discussed that our constitution declare India as a democratic, secular and socialist country. So our constitution has some features which we have to discuss in this chapter. So first one feature is a single citizenship. Single citizenship means we are a citizen of India only, irrespective of the caste, color, creed, religion and other fields. For example, if we are born in Punjab and Kerala, it means we are only a citizen of India, not a citizen of any state as their domicile. So single citizenship means we are only a citizen of India irrespective of their domicile, caste, color and creed. The second one is a universal adult for Chinese. A universal adult for Chinese means we have a right to vote. All the citizens who are above the age of 18 years has a right to vote irrespective of their caste, color, section and religion. The next one is a fundamental rights that is given in your syllabus. Fundamental rights are basic rights which ensures all around development of all individuals and human beings. The fundamental rights are given by Constitution to our Indians irrespective of the caste, color and any other reason. So fundamental right ensures respect, dignity, equality of all human beings, and they are given in the part 3rd of our Constitution. So first one right is a right to equality. Equality means we are equal. Right to equality means we have a equal right. We are all equal in the eyes of law. We have a equal opportunity in the field of job, education and in other fields. The next one is a right to freedom. Right to freedom means we have a right to express our opinions, ideas, feelings. We can together we can reassemble freely without any kind of violence. We have a right to travel in any part of India, to settle in any part of India and to practice any profession, business and other kind of activities we can do freely. Means we are independent, we are free to do any kind of activities. The next one right is a right against exploitation. This right against exploitation, it right ensures dignity, respect and ensures that we are free from the slavery, beggary and other kind of activities. It also prohibits buying and selling of women, children and other human beings. The next one is a right to freedom to choose the religion. This right means we are free to practice, to profess and to propagate any religion. Means all human beings have a right to build religion institutions of their own choice. There is no interference from the state and central government. The next right is a cultural and educational rights. This right means we are free to preserve, maintain and develop our culture and traditions and rich heritage. All educational rights means all the minorities, mean backward section, weaker section, scheduled caste, all the minorities have a right to establish education institution and to get the education. The next one right is right to constitutional remedy. This right provides a safeguard and protection to all other rights. Constitutional remedies means if our rights are violated by any person or by any authority, then we have a right to move court in the Supreme Court and High Court. We can file a suit against the violation of rights. The next one is the right to education. Right to education means it is a duty of a state to provide a free and compulsory education to all the children who are the age of 6 to 14. So it is a duty of a state means to develop a education system in the state. So these are 7 rights that is given by constitution to our citizen for all around the development and to ensure a dignity and equality of all human beings. So next one is a fundamental duties. Fundamental rights and fundamental duties are both sides of a coin, both two sides of a coin. If we have a right, then we have also duties towards our constitution which we have to fulfill. So there are some duties that is given that we have towards the constitution. So first one, we should respect our national flag and national anthem. We should preserve the rich heritage and we should protect the public buildings and we should protect the natural environment and we should develop a scientific temper, spirit of inquiry and reasoning, and we safeguard the public property and we should stop the violence. In simple words, we can say that we should respect our constitution and the guidelines that is given by constitution to us. So next topic that is given in the chapter number 3, salient feature of constitution 2. The first one is a democratic directive principle. So directive principles are given in the part 4th of our constitution. Directive principles are guidelines and directives that is given by constitution to the government which has to keep in mind while making the policies and plans. As we know that nowadays our country are facing the problem of unemployment, slavery, backwardness and poverty. So directive principles are formed by constitution to overcome such problems so that all and individuals can enjoy their life and can improve the such conditions. So directive principles are given in part 4th of our constitution which government has to keep in mind while making the development policies. So next one, they also provide the framework for political, social and economic progress of a country and for the development of an economy. The next one topic that is given in this chapter is a welfare state. Welfare state means it is a state which seeks and to ensure a maximum benefit to the maximum number of people. So it ensures a maximum happiness and maximum benefit of maximum number of people within its territory or within its state. The Constitution of India seeks to establish India as a welfare state. So main objective of welfare state is clearly pointed out in our constitution, means they are only for the welfare of each and every citizen. So in this chapter, in both chapter, we have studied fundamental rights and fundamental duties, then single citizenship and universal adult for Chinese, directive principle and about the welfare state. So thanks and have a nice day.